gente, it's Kirstin Candy,
Billy Mandarino,
and we're back at you for our third week of live in the present tense. And we're going to start you off with another one of our tunes from our record, Fortunately, and it's called
Fingerprint.
Go on, tell me what it feels like in my skin while you stand there in my shoes. It's my reflection looking back at me. Then why does it look like you? Just not unusual enough. I'm nothing special. Hold on, I'm a fingerprint. I am an original fingerprint. Fingerprint. You say I need the perfect metaphor. Who died and made you king? You seem to think that you're my editor. Stand back and hear me sing. Just not unusual enough. I'm nothing special. Hold on, I'm a fingerprint. I am an original fingerprint. 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 How I say it, how I do it, how I sing it. It's my way to relay it. How I say it, ooh, how I do it. How I sing it. It's my way to relay it. Fingerprint. 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 Just not unusual enough. I'm nothing special. Hold on, I'm a fingerprint. I am an original. Just not unusual. Nothing special. Hold on, I am an original.
Yeah.
We made it. We made it through the song, Fingerprint. So
we
here we
are.
are again, and I like it. We're having a good time, and glad you're joining us again today. What's on your mind, B?
Well, it's a Wednesday. We usually come up on a Thursday.
Oh yeah,
so
that's right.
We jumped ahead. So sorry for any of you that were kind of plug in of us 3 o'clock tomorrow. We went early today because we're kind of booked up. So
Why? What are you doing?
I'm playing in the Senior Open. Yes, I'm a senior golfer now. I'm 53.
Never say it.
I'm 53,
It's all good. Me
and it's
too.
I couldn't believe it. The 50-year-olds can play senior golf because I guess it's like the PGA Tour. I don't feel like a senior.
Don't look like a senior.
So thank you.
Except if in high school, maybe.
Yes, that's it. I'm living my glory days forever. I'm never growing up. We're always about being like children and childlike bewilderment. We love having fun. So.
Oh gosh. Okay, I can't help myself. I found something on the internet, and only because my friend told me she bought this box of conversation starter cards, which I think is really cool. And I printed a few out, and you just said something that makes me want to ask you a question right now. So here it comes.
We're in the
Here it
moment.
comes. Here it comes. So, if you have to act your age, what behavior do you change?
Not your shoe size, babe. That's a Prince song. Age, mama. Not your shoe size. I can't sell it. Prince is always in all that. Okay, so what would I change?
If you have to act your age, and the only reason why I thought of that question was because you were talking about, some things never change, and you kind of tap into your childlike bewilderment, keeping in the lightness. So I'm going to change the question a little bit, and instead of saying what do you change, if you have to act your age, no, what do you keep if you're going to retain your childlike wonderment?
That's a better
That's
question.
a better question. Scratch
Yes,
that one.
I retain just the innocence of childlike bewilderment, because what happens is we get so caught up in the world, we get so caught up in trying to compete with the Joneses and everything else that little kids playing in the sandbox, they are Batman, they're Superman, right? They're Wonder Woman. They don't care what people think about them. And I'm just like, I want to stay like that. I always want to be in that childlike bewilderment, that innocence of never growing up.
I'm going to get something off your lip there, B.
What do I got?
I don't know. But I'm going to get it off for you.
All right. Fuzz.
Just so that you're not going, hey, he had a little bit of fuzz on his mouth all the rest of the show. Someone should have told him, I'm that girl. Okay, back to what you were saying.
No, don't ever grow up. That's the message today. Never
I
grow
like
up.
it.
You are a fingerprint. Like the segue.
I love it.
You are an original.
Did you plan
Why
that?
would they never plan? Always in the moment. We're living
love
the
it.
moment. We're
I
coming
love
to you
it.
live.
I hope we never run out of material.
We'll never run out of it because we are so inspired. And remember, you are a fingerprint. You're original. You're a snowflake. There's nobody else in the world like you. Why would you want to be like somebody else? Be yourself.
Exacto.
And that's what that song's about. You know, you're an original. You're not like anybody else.
Absolutely.
Don't compete with anybody for anything. Be yourself. And that song, Kirstin and I and Tom Flowers, we had such a good time producing, writing that song, and the lyrics are so spot on.
Yeah.
So spot on.
Yeah, it
How about
definitely
you?
that gave me a chance to just kind of tap back in. I think that was a turning point for me where I went, you know what? I got to tap back into that part of myself and keep that part alive. Otherwise, you know, we start kind of withering.
Yeah, and you get caught up in comparison mentality and just be yourself. Everybody else is taken. You probably heard that before. Be yourself, be yourself. Put your ego on the shelf. So you got more questions for us?
I got more. Okay, let's see. The other one that I like that keeps us on track, because I think when we start out in childhood, you know, we're just starting to build our confidence. And the question that I saw on this particular card, I'll show it to you guys because I'm not that creative. Look, see, it was actually something I printed out.
It's organized for you.
Yeah, but it says, what do you do to build your self-confidence? What do you do to build your self-confidence?
I build my self-confidence by imagining myself better than I am. I always put myself like, you know, if I'm having a hard time or if I'm hard on myself, I just think, no. Like, speaking of that childlike build, I just put myself in that state of mind where I have no problems. I live, not to be Pollyanna about it, but I live in that imaginative state that's like, I'm just right the way I am. I'm a fingerprint. I'm just how I am. I'm supposed to be here the way I am at 53 years old on the planet at this time. It's just meant to be. So I always imagine myself better than I am, and that helps me pull my ego out of this world and get in kind of like the true me, the heart of me. How about you?
For me, I think, I think that sometimes, I think in the past, I used to get my confidence externally, you know, like if someone did, you did a great job on that, or, you know, you sounded great, or you played a great game, or you know, whatever it was that I did, I kind of was always looking for that external, you know, that approval from the outside. And finally, you know, as we know, it's an inside job. You have to, you know, find that confidence within yourself. And I think that once I, you know, for a while started getting, even just as a human, I think when I was a junior higher, I used to be really kind of introverted at times. You know, I definitely wasn't as outgoing as I was when I was a teenager until I was, you know, probably in high school. And I started hitting my stride where I went, hey, you know, people like it when I'm friendly, or people like it when I crack a joke or whatever. And so
Be yourself.
and I started kind of going, hey, you know, it's okay to be myself and not worry about so much about how I might be perceived. And, you know, some folks are going to like you and some folks are not. So you just kind of, once I learned that you got to live with that.
What do you guys
just
do?
Be your thing.
Yeah,
be your thing.
be yourself. I'm going to be myself. How do you be yourself? That's a great question to ask everybody. In the chat, in the comments, just let us know. What do you do to build your self-esteem? What are some things you do to give yourself confidence? Because in this world, that E.E. Cummings had this great quote, and the world is fighting day and night to make you just like everybody else, is to fight the greatest fight and to never stop fighting. I don't like the word fight, but you know, what are you doing like this? What are you doing to make yourself better? What do you do? We'd love to find out and share it with people. Because
Ooh, I see that Leticia, my dear friend from the area, is watching. And
hi, Leticia.
Hola, chica. Leticia actually we had known each other. This is kind of a cool thing. You know, she helped me gain confidence, for example, in learning Spanish. And I met her in the Bay Area when I was in school up there. And we had only known each other for a couple of months. And, you know, I said, gosh, I wish I spoke fluent Spanish like you. I'm so jealous. And she goes, why don't you come with me and my family, you know, come with me and my kids, and let's go to Guadalajara and you can stay with me and my family down there.
That'll do it.
For 10 days.
Immersion.
Yeah. sounds amazing.
Immersion.
Yeah, so you know, just taking risks and taking chances, and now she's a lifelong friend, and I know her family, and had this incredible experience learning a new language and experiencing a new culture, and so things like that give me confidence, like just that it's okay to ask and take a chance or take a risk and do something different.
That's a good one. How often do you like step out of your comfort zone and just kind of go beyond your comfort zone and take a risk so you can grow? Because if you don't, you're going to kind of stay in that same space. You need to go beyond, push yourself out. I always say the unknown is where the growth is. So if you can go into that unknown, that's your next level. You just got to push yourself past it. So not to be too woo-woo today, but we just like...
I like woo-woo.
We're fired up because we're here to play Fingerprint for you. We're excited to play Fingerprint because that's one of the very first songs we did for the record. And that song just had a life of its own. The lyrics are all about being original, being yourself. And that's the message today. It's just like, hey, be yourself. Don't worry about what people think about you. Comparison mentality. I love what Mark Twain says about comparison. He says, comparison is the death of joy. So if you compare yourself, how does that feel, right? So just think you are exactly who you're supposed to be. Do more of that. And then be of service to yourself and other people in that. And that will help you feel better and get through the lack of confidence you might have and get more confidence.
I love it. I love it. There's, I mean, for me, another area was to just kind of, you know, really start taking risks as a musician. Like I'd always taken lessons as a kid, and it was quite a transition to move into music like what we're doing now, and you know, not getting total stage fright, sitting on a stage and seeing a sea of people out there, because there are a lot of introverts who are musicians. You know, I've seen them play, and I can see how painful it is, even though they're amazing artists, and and I watched this one artist, I can't remember his name at the moment, but I saw him at the county bowl, and he would just go, "Thank you," and then he'd go into the next song, and you could just tell he doesn't enjoy.
He was in his own world,
connecting in that way. His way was to connect through the music, and he didn't really need the live. I don't think. I think if he had any choice, he probably wouldn't do the live thing. But I find that
that's what's so interesting, because Prince, because I'm a huge Prince fan, but when you would talk like this, be very shy. You've probably seen Prince, and he was very quiet, very subtly, you know, soft spoken, very subtle in his words. But on stage, he was an animal. He was like tear it up and give it everything. He expressed himself on the stage. So there's people that have, especially entertainers and performers, have that two sides. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's somebody who his music spoke, and that person's music spoke, but he was like in his own world. We kind of like giving you the music. That's why we're here for you. We want to like play it for you live and talk to you about the songs and about what's going on in our lives and how we can help you and serve you. That's our mission.
Well, speaking of music, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be in Nashville next Wednesday, and I hope to attend the Americana Music Fest. Hopefully there's no COVID shutdowns in the near future. And there's an opportunity to just connect with other musicians and touch base and take a risk and get out there and start networking and just say hi, you know.
That's what it takes. Out of your comfort zone. Go into the unknown. Who
knows? Maybe we'll be Zooming next week. Billy will be on one screen, I'll be on the other. I'll be reporting from the Americana Fest in Nashville. You never know. We're gonna figure out a way to make it happen somehow.
I love Facebook Live. You can do it anywhere. That's what this is, Facebook Live. We're gonna be on Instagram soon, but I do record this and give it to Instagram. So check out our Instagram, which is In the Present Tense Music, and this is, of course, in the Present Tense Music on Facebook.
Well, I think we've covered it all today. Our coffee break is complete. Our non-coffee break is complete. I've got my soda.
I've got agua. Si hablo español. Muy bien.
All right, guys. We wish you the best rest of the week, and we'll see you next week.
All the best.